Hey, racing fans, how you doing? Doug Hen with the Number Cruncher back with you one more time. Just my pleasure to do so. That was 10 years after, and I'd love to change the world, and wouldn't we all? There's a lot that isn't great, but one thing that, in my opinion, doesn't need a whole lot of changing is standardbred horse racing and our ability to watch along and put down a few small wagers and just enjoy the athletic ability of these horses and the talent of the drivers and the trainers. So really happy to be involved in this, looking at Woodbine Mohawk Park, Saturday night, July the 27th. Been really a great season so far. Tons of ability. Some really great 2- and 3-year-olds showing up. And my role, I like to be talking objective handicapping. Everybody needs to be subjective, but objective handicapping means we start by having a real good look at what the program's actually saying. Let's not gloss over it and just go to our angles. Although here I am playing my angles, but my angles all come from the program. So in this in-depth review of Saturday 27th card, I like to give you front half information, front half speed, middle move horses, adjusted closing quarter horses, and then my own selections. And I hope you can use that information and be successful playing the harness races at Woodbine. So let's go. Race number 1, front half speed, 6-8-4. Lots of middle move horses today, actually. In the first, 5 is the pick, and then a 1-4 are tied for second. Adjusted closing quarter, 7, and then another tie with 1 and 8. Quite a few ties in the calcs today as well. First race selection, I'm going to go back to Craigieburn. Really disappointed that I lost in a head photo last time. Thought that Craigieburn did just about everything right. Big middle move swoop, like 11 lengths in the middle of that race, and then to lose by a head, that was really disappointing for sure. All at 4-1. So Craigieburn back on top of my ticket. The 1 Market Banker for second, 4 Love Those Legs for third, and 7 PL Robert G for fourth. That's race number 1. Race 2, front half speed, 6-5-1. Middle move horse is the 1. Adjusted closing quarter, 3, and then 4 and 5 are tied. And wow, what a race. A filly and mare preferred handicap. The handicap means we've got a couple of extra good ones. Gonna see if they can take on Tells on a Roll, and it should be a real dogfight out there. So selection wise, I'm gonna stick with Tells on a Roll. She's been on a roll and deserves top billing in my opinion. So the 5 on top for second, the 6 Silver Label, and Prohibition Legal, the 4 for third. I think that's pretty obvious, even though you got some other good ones in the race. We'll give Huntress the nod for fourth, just acknowledging the fact that she's definitely coming around. A nice race in 150 and 4 last time. That won't be enough. She'll have to improve to get a piece of this one. 5, 6, 4, and 3 here in race 2. Race 3, front half speed, 8. And then 2 and 7 are tied for second. No middle move horses. Adjusted closing quarter is 3. And then 5 and 7 tied for second. Selection-wise, I'm going to go to the 8-1 Morning Line horse, Deuce Hanover, number 3. 26 and 2. 2 starts back is his closing quarter. That's the best on the program by quite a bit. Not getting a whole lot of love on the tote board. Doesn't seem to get a whole lot of respect as it is. Didn't run very well last time, dropping back down into a non-winners category. A little easier than the Ontario Sire Stakes group. So Deuce Hanover on top. Wallace Hartley, the 7, makes a ton of sense for at least second. And 2 Brady Hanover for third. The 1 coming in from, what is that? Is that, I don't even know, Saratoga, Sarnia? I'm not positive. I think that's Saratoga. No, that's Sarnia. And Dresden, bottom line is right about now. That's the 4th pick in here with 6 wins, a second, and 2/3 out of 8 starts this year. Certainly could move up. 3, 7, 2, and 1 here in race 3. Race 4, front half speed, 5, and then 6, and then 3 and 7. Middle move horses, the 5. Adjusted closing quarter, 6, and then 7 and 8 tied for second. Selection-wise, it's tight. There's a bunch of good ones in here, but we'll give the nod to Wikipedia, the 6. That's what the program says. 26 and 1 is better than 26 and 2, so we'll give the nod to Wikipedia. He did that 2 starts back. For second, very possible winner, Leave It to Leo, the 8. And also running really well, the 7, Reign Supreme for third. Got to have Lou's World at least considered on the ticket. The 3, talk about an eye-opener. Last time just made an amazing brush move in the middle of that race and went on to win by 2.5 against Easier. But boy, I wonder if that's not telling us look out for Lou's World. There's definitely some ability there. So 6, 8, 7, and 3, top 4 picks in race 4. Race 5, on top of the front half speed calc is the 1, and then 2, 5, 6, and 8 all tied for second. It was 54 and 1 for the 1. Everybody else that I just mentioned is 54 and 3. So a couple of fifths of a second doesn't seem like much, but that's why we calculate it. Middle move horse is the 8 and then the 5. On the other end of it, the adjusted closing quarter horses are also tight. 5 and 9 are tied, and then 3, 6, and 10 tied for second. That's 27 for the best, and the other 3 were 27 and 2. So 2/5 of a second. In terms of a selection, I'm going to give the nod to the speed, Uncle Shank A. Like Uncle Shank's running really well. A nice horse for sure, typically on the front. I think with post 1, we might see, and post 1 and dropping, I think what we might see is not right on the front end, like second or third coming around that first turn, and then the quick retake on the backstretch. And that often produces a winner, especially if you're dropping down into a slightly easier bunch. So let's give the nod to Uncle Shank. For second, the classy old Points North for 5, and then 5, he's in control for third, even with the move back to Lyle MacArthur in the bike, and Stone Carver, another dropper, in for 4th. So 1, 8, 5, and 3 here in race 5. Race 6, front half speed, 2 and 4 are tied, and then 1 and 7 are tied for third. Middle move horses, 6 and 8 are both tied with a +5 rating. Adjusted closing quarter, 6, 5, and 8. So selections, I like the 6. Mosconi got 3 starts on the program where she's been running for 140,000 and 150,000. Those are big purses. And then in between, she typically runs, actually even in those races, she didn't run too bad. But then when she drops down to this category, a non-winners of 2, she's definitely competitive. So I like, again, the combination of middle move and then a nice 27 and 1 adjusted closing quarter. So we'll give Mosconi the nod. Capulet, the 2, probably the speed, or again, we'll be close with that 2-hole position. Capulet for second, and 4, Gramblin Hall, 1 for 1 in his young career. The 3, Rock Climber, rounds out our top 4. So 6, 2, 4, 3 here in race 6. Race 7, front half speed is 7, and then 3, and then 5 and 6 tied for third. No middle move horses. Adjusted closing quarter, 4, 9, and 6. And selection-wise, we'll stick with those closing quarter horses. 4 on top, Redwood Hanover. Just toyed with an easier group last time. Wire to wire, won by over 8 lengths. 149 flat. This horse does nothing but run easily under 150. So I think Redwood Hanover still got lots in the tank and can just cruise past this better group. For second, the 9, Which Way to the Beach, sitting on 4 wins in a row. For third, Write Me a Rose, the 6, and 3, Stockade Sealster, I think deserves to be on the ticket. A good one, obviously, and showing signs of coming around here after some time off. So 4, 9, 6, and 3 here in race 7. Race 8, actually, since that was race 7, you know what I like to do. I like to go back and give you that 20-cent pick 4. So going back to race number 4, 20-cent pick 4 ticket. Going to start with 3, 6, 7, and 8, with 1, 8, with 2, 6, with 4, 6, and 9. That's $9.60. We've been getting a couple of these and really close to getting like all of them. I think it was Tuesday night for sure. I was sitting on the late pick 4 and late pick 5. I had 3 horses, and somehow it just they would just got going a little late, and that's nice excuse, nice story. But boy, I feel like I just about had a monster card on Tuesday night. Race number 8, front half speed. 4 and 6 are tied, and then 1 and 8 are tied for third. Middle move horses, the 2, and then 3, 7 tied. So a 5 plus 5 for the 2 horse, plus 4s for the 3 and 7. In terms of adjusted closing quarter, got to put the 8 on top, and then 2 for second, and 4, 5, and 6 all tied for third. So as it shakes loose, I gotta stick with the 2 horse, Century Komodo. Decent speed, got the top middle move, and only 1 tick behind with a 26 and 2 for adjusted closing quarter. So Century Komodo, so steady, 5 for 7 in the money in this year, only with a few starts. Virtually does not run a bad one, other than the 95K Ontario Sire State Gold that it ran in. So we'll give the nod to Century Komodo. For second, Lakers Bank. I'm going to go back to this one, even though definitely he let me down last time. Just got going way too late. I questioned whether he even needed to be back there. We'll see if we don't get a move out of Trevor Henry today. Premier First Star is our third pick, and the Vicar figures at least to be fourth. So 2, 8, 5, and 4 here in race 8. Race 9, 1 and 4 are tied for our front half speed pick, and then the 5 is the third one. No middle move horses, adjusted closing quarter, 6, and then 4, and then 1, 2, 3 tied for third. Selections. Nice field. I'm going to go back one more time to Caviar and Crackers. I think it's well documented that when this horse unleashes her move, it's the best move in against many of these mares. So Caviar and Crackers, put her back on top, hopefully at a little bit of a price actually. Then the 1, Glenborough. Love Glenborough. Just so steady. Never seems to run a bad one. Always trying. Moving up just a tick against this group, but there's a lot of talent with Glenborough. And then She's Got It All, going the other way, dropping back down out of the filly and mare preferred. Certainly figures to be tough. She also is so steady. And we'll give the 4th position to Chiefs Dream Girl. So 6, 1, 5, 4 here in race 9. Race 10, front half speed, 6, and then 1 and 3. No middle move horses, adjusted closing quarter, 2, 4, and then 7, 8, 9 tied for third. Well, it looks like in many ways a bit of a repeat of the Jackpot High 5 race we had, like it was last weekend. So why wouldn't I? In fact, the program says the 8 figures big time. We got a drop, we got a 26 and 3. That's actually tied for third only. I guess I have a soft spot for Poseidon Sealster. Really no chance from post 12 last time. Outside all the way. So toss the race out, and might be an opportunity. Tyler Moore, no problem with that. He could go right down the road here. For second, the favorite in that race I'm talking about was the 2, Dragon on the Beach. Really didn't fire. Finished a pretty mediocre 6th. And we'll give this one another shot as well from the 2-hole. The 4, Living the Beach Life, deserves, again, I think, mention for the top 3. And then Larry Carr. I put Larry Carr in for 4th. You just never know, right? The vet scratch lame doesn't really scare me. 3 starts back, wire to wire right here at Woodbine in 147 and 4. You just never know when we might see that sort of strategy, and right down the road in a big time. So Larry Carr on the ticket, and then why not for 5th include Ron? Does Ron ever miss a check? Not very often, that's for sure. So we got 8, 2, 4, 6, and 7 for that jackpot high 5. And we'll circle back with one last look at the late 20-cent pick 4. Starting in race 7, our ticket is 469 with 258 with 156, and then finish it up with just 2 and 8 in that last leg. So $10.80. That's it. That's our coverage and what we like for Saturday, July 27th at Woodbine Mohawk Park. I'll be tuning in from the opposite end of the country out here in Nanaimo. Can't wait to watch. It's always great racing. Hope you have some luck. We'll be back to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.